questions to ask if you're not, like, don't actually have a question. So I got one from her, and I got one from Dr. Whisker. I had her for Organic 1 and Organic 2, which is like a 300-person lecture, so, you know, it's, or 100, I don't know how many people are in it, but a big lecture. And so I didn't obviously like get to know her super well like in class, but she was also my advisor. So if you have the opportunity to take a class from your advisor, I highly suggest that, because we got to talk during my advising periods every semester, and she also, like, I'd always come to advisement like super prepared, like had been classes like listed out for the next semester, and she like wrote about that in my letter of recommendation about like how she was so impressed that I always like knew what I was going to take the next semester and was super organized, so, like things like that. And then I had my research professor write me one, which was awesome, and then Dr. Hickey wrote me one. He's the faculty principal of Capstone, and I went on his medical mission trip, and he's just an awesome guy too. So if you're in Capstone and like have the opportunity to get to know him, he's amazing, and he'll work wonders for your life. And then, I had a Spanish professor I went to.
All right, this question is directly for Nick. And can you talk about the difference between applying for dentistry and med school?
So before I ask, quick, who's applying to those? Who wants to be a dentist here? Anybody? Okay, so this is for you specifically. So I applied to dental school and medical school, which is something I wouldn't recommend if I were you, because I didn't hear back from many dental schools because they don't like med school students. But so for dental schools, you have to have at least 100 hours of shadowing, various dentists. And I wouldn't keep it concentrated just at one type of dentist. I would do, general dentist, oral surgeon, orthodontics. I fell in love with orthodontics, for example, and I wouldn't have done that unless I had shadowed orthodontics. And he wrote me a letter of rec for that too. So you have to have a lot of shadowing hours. I know they have like dental international trips. Try to do those too. I've heard those are much more hands-on than medical ones. You can actually like help out with procedures from what I've heard, which is super cool. Let's see. Just do your normal college life, like other extracurricular events, things you enjoy, things you can talk about. And so for dental school, the standardized test is the DAT, Dental Admissions Test. And if I were to compare how important that is compared to the MCAT, maybe the MCAT is like 35 to 40% of your application for med school. For dental school, the DAT is like at least 75%. If you can do really well in your DAT, then you can apply anywhere. It doesn't matter, like your GPA still has to be decent, like a 3.3 to 3.3 minimum. But if you really do well in your DAT, you can go anywhere you want, and it really opens up like where you can apply. So that's my recommendation. Kick ass on the DAT, really. If you want to talk anything else specifically, I should be around afterwards. And I have friends who are like gotten into dental school, a couple of good friends of mine, and I can like share their contact information with you.
You guys will go down and give any parting words of wisdom?
Have fun out there, kids. Seriously, don't like get bogged down with all the stuff that we're like. It's a lot of information. Just have fun, do your best. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I'd say also like maintain the horizontal relationships. Like your pre-professional students might not always understand like why you gotta be studying or doing all this extracurricular stuff, but you want to maintain these relationships because they help keep you grounded. And when you feel like you're never gonna make it in, like they're there to shoot you up.
Yeah, building off what they said, do what you like, and like if you really like journalism, join a journalism class or do like some extracurricular event in journalism. If you really like theater or acting, join that. Your resume and application doesn't have to be pre-med specific. They don't like that. They don't want cookie cutter applicants. They want to see who you are as a person. You're gonna be like that if you do things you actually enjoy doing. So just have fun out there, kiddos.
I would say if you feel like you're behind in getting yourself ready, you're not. Well, hopefully you're not, but that's how I felt literally until the day that I hit submit. There's not a point in the process where I was like, all right, I feel solid. I knew I had done what they told me, but I still had that, what could I have done more? And I just had to, trust myself that I prepared myself to the best of my ability, and I knew this is what I really wanted. And so everything I did, I put my whole heart into, and luckily for me, it worked out. But that stress is going to be good for you to push you to obviously do a lot more things than your typical undergrad, but also don't let it overwhelm you. Like you said, make sure you're still enjoying yourself.
Second that. Never is already.
I guess my thing I would say is, or at least this is my personal opinion, I don't know how true this is, but I think like making yourself look good on paper is like half the battle, but like when it comes down to long as you can like express like how passionate you are about whatever you want to do in life, like that's what's gonna like set you apart from people, and that's what's gonna get you in places. I mean, if you like sit there and you're like, I want to be a doctor because I'm really smart, but you can't say like why, you know, why you want to, you know, do whatever you want to do in medicine. You know, if you can't articulate why this is what you're doing with your life, like it doesn't matter. So at the end of the day, like yes, worry about your grades. Yes, do good on the MCAT, but like don't like freak out if you get 1B, and don't like stop having fun because you got 1 point lower on the MCAT than you wanted to. Like at the end of the day, like as long as you look pretty good on paper, like you will get interviews. Apply to like a wide range of schools. Like don't just apply to Harvard. Like apply, you know, like apply to like your state schools. There's nothing wrong with state schools. They're freaking awesome. But you know, apply. You know, if you want to go to Harvard, that's great. But apply to a wide range of schools, and like you'll get in somewhere as long as you can express like why this is what you're